welcome to Musical Kinetics. So, we're gonna get on with it. We're gonna talking about the tips you need for college. I've been thinking about this. I'm a graduate. I graduated in December from University of Texas at San Antonio, and I figured that school season was starting, and I thought that it might be nice to put out a video for freshmen and those who are higher up in school who might need a refresher or some tips on how to get through their first semester. So, if you're new to Musical Kinetics, please subscribe, check out the links to other videos. The purpose of this channel is to encourage you through music, and we have motivational videos here. Me playing the saxophone, other instrumentalists playing instruments, interviews with other musicians. So basically, this is just a journal of life through music, and this piece involves academics. So we're gonna jump right into it. thanks for being here. Okay, so the number one tip, the first thing, talk with your teachers. So this might sound very intuitive, and if you understand this concept, then it's really good. You already have a step up. At the end of classes, the first class or the first week of classes, make sure you go up to your teacher and shake their hand and tell them, "Hello, my name is Tuoyo. I am in your class, and this is my goal. This is what I want to get out from your class." Or just ask some questions like, "Hey, how do you think I should study for this class?" Or, "How do you think your best students, how have they performed in your class? What did they do that made them perform?" Listen to what they say during their introduction to syllabus, because some of the things they say might actually be in there. So you don't want to be repeating the same questions that they've already talked about. That makes you seem like you're not paying attention. But ask wise questions, but make sure you talk to them. Number two, ratemyprofessor.com. It saves lives. I'm a bit biased with ratemyprofessor.com. It's not the best because, think about it. The only people that post up reviews on Rate My Professor are those who are extremely happy with the course or extremely malicious towards the course. They had such a bad experience, they didn't get the grade they wanted, so they post a bad review or a good review. But usually, more times than not, if the teacher has a good review, they mean they have a good review. If they have a really bad review, then you know that they're not as good. But in between, I would say that that's the room where you can know that some had a good experience, some had a bad experience. So check it out, ratemyprofessor.com. I think I'll try and put a link, a website link under the video. So down there, yeah, right there. Okay, so number three. So at the beginning of the semester, write down the grade you want to see in the class. This sounds very intuitive, but it's so powerful and so simple. Usually when we have a vision, we can say it in our head or we can tell other people. But when you write out the grades you want for each of your classes, something unique happens to you, because you then have a goal. You have what you're striving for. For example, I might write that, okay, I have 5 classes and I want all A's in those classes. And you put A's, and then you see that as a vision. Or you might have one class that you know you're very terrible with. Let's say you're bad at math. You know, okay, I'll study for a B in this class. And you're like, okay, I'm going to put all the effort in and I'm going to aim towards getting this B to make sure I'm at least where I want to be. And if I end up getting that B, I'm happy. I'm satisfied with where it is. If you don't plan like this, you're going to end up missing deadlines, not knowing your right priorities because you don't have a clear vision in mind. You just want to do well in school, but you don't have a game plan on how you do well in school. Number 4, look into organizations. This is cool. My roommate and I were talking about all this before, and he kind of gave me a kind of an insight on how I should think about helping you with this information. So looking into organizations is one of the great things. Find something you love. Find an organization, a sports team, an outdoor team, whatever it is. Play hockey, play soccer, play tennis, join a pre-medical society, join an arts club, join an organization that raises funds for eye surgeries around the world. Join something. Because if you find something you love, it gives you a relief from all the studying, because you won't study all the time. And that takes away some of the time that you would end up draining away in other, let's say, social media. You'll end up having a lot more time with human beings, interacting with people who are like-minded, and they can push you on and help you with classes where you may need help. So if you work, learn how to balance time. That's number 5. So in my first year of college, I didn't work. It was in my second, from the summer throughout I worked. And it was a challenging thing to work. And I feel I was blessed to have been able to go through the first year, adapt, and then work. But if you don't have the opportunity and if you start working, it's okay. But just know that you're going to have to be very strict with your time. If you work 20 hours a week, and for those who go out there and work all 40 hours, my respect to you. But if you work that amount of time, you need to be able to balance it and know that you don't have that time again in your schedule. You can't live like your friends because they don't work as much as you. And if they want to go out, then you're like, sorry, I have priorities. I just got off work and I need to finish my homework. I need to do something. And that's a perfect segue into the next piece, which is number 6. Hit the ground running. Whenever you start, don't think that the first few weeks are for you to just chill off, relax, have parties, meet up friends, and interact. No, those first few weeks are very vital, because if at the midterm you're struggling with like a C in a class, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. Yes, you can make it to an A or a B or B plus or whatever you're trying to get. By the way, try and make sure you aim for a high grade within your reach. But what was I saying? Hitting the ground running. But if you start on the top of your game, if you start at the best you can be, what happens is that in the final, think about it this way. If you have a class that you need an 85 to get an A, or a class that you need a 96 to get an A, which final will you be more relaxed in? Think about it in that regard. You want to put in the early work now so that later on you can relax, not so that you can just rest and slack off, but so that you can be able to be more relaxed and focus on other classes and other things that might grab your attention at that point in time. Give yourself hard work now for you to enjoy the benefits later. So 7, set early deadlines. So early deadlines, what I mean by this, you have an assignment due on Saturday night. Don't procrastinate and wait till 12 midnight or 11:55 to do it. You're just going to stress yourself too much. This is what I like to do. I put a deadline for myself reasonably. I understand that by Wednesday at 12 midnight, I can finish the assignment. And that is my deadline. I put it on my calendar and I'm like, I need to finish the assignment on Wednesday at 12 midnight. So if I procrastinate, I end up procrastinating until like 11 a.m. Wednesday night. And I then push myself through and finish the assignment. And if I can't finish it, and I have extra problems, that's a beautiful thing, because I can then go back to my teacher the next day and ask them, hey, I've been working on this assignment. Can you help me out with this piece that I don't understand? You've given yourself a lot more time, and you've bought yourself into getting better grades, getting better sleep, getting better life experience, because you're not in a hurry for last minute and you're not procrastinating. Even though you're procrastinating on your own artificially produced deadlines, which is a lot better. Set 8. This is a big thing you have in college. It's okay to hang out with friends, to meet new people, but learn that it's okay, but it's reasonable. Be reasonable with the amount of time you spend with friends. Be reasonable that your grades come first, and they don't have the exact same life as you. Someone who you think might just be partying a lot and just relaxing and not doing as much in school, that person might be someone who grasps things really easily, or they have super easy classes, or they might even be failing, but you will never know. Don't look at what they're doing and think that you have to do the same to become friends. No. Focus on what you have to do, and then with the overflow, you can build friendships. But it's okay to hang out with friends and make new acquaintances, because these are the people you'll have and the experiences you will cherish for the rest of your life. College is not about the knowledge you gain in classes. It's about the experiences. Number 9, every school should have a program like this. It's called Supplemental Instruction sessions. So every school has their own version, but what it is that historically difficult classes, someone who has taken a class in the past becomes a teacher for, like a tutor basically, for all those who want to come to their sessions, and they give you insight. Go to those SI sessions, because if you go to those SI sessions, those SI, supplemental instructors, they're your best friends, because they have all the resources from the teacher's previous exams, and they can show you the things that you would never have figured out by yourself. Plus, you'll meet like-minded students in those groups, and those guys can form the core of your study group and help you be on top of your game. So make sure you check out the SI sessions. Please check them out. This is something that's been overlooked by so many to their detriment. Don't forget that. And last thing, important, read before going into class and read after class. So when you go into a classroom, what you end up doing is that if you have a foundation, if you read before class, let's say you get 20% from glossing over the textbook. I go like this, read quickly. You don't even need to read the whole word. Just look at the headings, look at the picture, the captions, and at least have an idea of what they're talking about in class. If you do that, what you do is that you give yourself a foundation that your teacher can build on. That way you get 20% from what you do, another 20% from what teacher teaches. That's already 40% you have. And then you can work on reviewing the assignment afterwards, after class, another 20%, and you continue doing practice, and that's how you build yourself to 100%. But if you start at 0% and go into class, let's say the teacher gives you 50%, and you only retain, let's be nice and say you retain 20%. You still just have 20%. You don't have 40% as you would have if you had a foundation. But in reality, you really don't retain as much if you know nothing, if you're a blank sheet. That's how you see that most people end up looking at things once, and the second time it becomes easier. Like riding a bicycle, the second time it's easier. Like playing an instrument, the second time it's easier. It's not right all the way there, but the second time is always usually better than the first time. So the last thing I want to tell you is be adaptable. I know it's 10 secrets, but this is my bonus to you. Just take it. Be adaptable. Learn from the things that you fail with. Learn from the things that you fail with. In your first semester, you will fail things. You won't be as good as you want. You won't be the best speaker in class sometimes. You won't be the best graded student. Pick up and realize where you made mistakes. How you took notes didn't work for you this semester. Try something different next semester. How you approached your classmates, how you approached your teachers didn't work out. Adapt and try something different. Learn how to think on your feet and understand that if you do the same thing that you were doing yesterday without tweaking it at all, you don't really grow and you don't really experience this world, because you have a finite amount of time in life. Might as well grow, might as well enjoy it, and might as well do it well. So that's 10 tips and secrets for the first semester of college. I hope this is helpful. I hope you like it. And if you do, please consider subscribing, leave a like, a comment, and let me know if you want to see other content like this. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Okay, another one.